Now, campaigners who are fighting for a Hillsborough Law say they've hit another stumbling block in their attempt to get a new law through Parliament.
The law was first drawn up in 2017 and included something known as duty of candour. If passed, it would put a legal responsibility on public servants and authorities to tell the truth after state-related disasters. Legal funding would also be provided for those affected by them.
Earlier this month, the Prime Minister told the House of Commons that he was fully committed to such a law. Sir Keir Starmer also spoke about it at his party's conference in September after including it in Labour's general election manifesto.
A law for Liverpool, a law for the 97. It's also a law for the sub-postmasters in the Horizon scandal, the victims of infected blood, Windrush, Grenfell Tower, and all the countless injustices over the years suffered by working people at the hands of those who were supposed to serve them.
So the law was written with victims of those institutional failures in mind. It's something that the former sub-postmaster Lee Castleton spoke to this programme about.
The people that would be held accountable are stopping that process from finishing. And it's very frustrating for the people that have been involved in generating the Hillsborough Law. They've made a lot of friends in Parliament that have tried to push this through, and they're being frustrated by the people, the very people that would be held accountable. And I think it's shameful. I really do. They need to do the right thing and force this Hillsborough Law through. I think the whole of this country would be a better place if you can hold people accountable for lying.
But last week, the Labour MP for Liverpool West Derby, Byrne, tabled a version of the bill in Parliament, only to see it blocked in the Commons.
Yeah, we're all usually frustrated, you know, we thought once them commitments were made that we'd actually be over the line now, and, you know, people could see this as a legacy for the Hillsborough family survivors, all that have been harmed by state cover-ups. So, you know, it just feels as though it's a continuation of what people have been put through, and it needs to end. It can be ended.
Joining us now here on the programme is Hillsborough campaigner Margaret Aspinall, whose 18-year-old son, James, was one of the 97 people who died. Morning, Margaret. Thank you so much for coming in to talk to us. First of all, why do you think this law has been blocked at this point?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Why do you think the law has not come into force yet?
Well, I really don't know, but I'm not surprised, actually. I first met the Prime Minister when he was the leader of the opposition, of the Labour Party. And I did ask him when I had that private meeting with him that if you come into power and you become Prime Minister, could you make a commitment to me and make a promise to the people that you will bring a Hillsborough Law in? He promised me that. And then, obviously, as everybody knows, when he became Prime Minister, he had the Labour conference in Liverpool, promised the Liverpool people and everybody else that there will be a Hillsborough Law. Then he phoned me up that evening, actually, after the conference, privately in my home, and told me, Margaret, there will be a Hillsborough Law. So I feel very disappointed in that, and I've since had another meeting with the Prime Minister, and I have told him straight, I don't want a Hillsborough Law watered down. The Hillsborough Law that went into Parliament in 2017 by Andy Byrne is a Hillsborough Law. Don't give me a jigsaw puzzle with pieces missing. It's not a jigsaw puzzle then. And this Hillsborough Law is so important, not for the Hillsborough families, it's nothing to do with the Hillsborough families. Why it's important is for the ordinary people of this country who are fighting any state death. You know, they have a right to have full disclosure, parity of arms, which is so important. That is the most important thing as well. And as you said, a duty of candour. Because without that duty of candour, when you think back, if we go back to 1989 and we had a generic inquest, it came out accidental death verdict. Why? Because there was a cover-up, a massive cover-up. They tried to blame our survivors and our dead for killing themselves. I will never forget that. And people were saying to me that, Margaret, you'll never get these verdicts overturned. But we didn't give up. We got them. And all our evidence was there, all of them years. And we got that in 2016, unlawfully killed. Now, can you tell me, is that right? That 97 people were unlawfully killed? The guy in charge who tried to blame our supporters for kicking the gate down, for being ticklers, for being like, walked away scot-free on a full pension. That should never happen. And this Hillsborough Law will stop all this. But I want a Hillsborough Law. I'm sorry for going on, but I want a Hillsborough Law for the good of this nation.
Is your concern then that the government says it's committed to a Hillsborough Law, that when you see it, it will be weaker, watered down from what you want?
What I've heard, it's going to be watered down, and I've told the Prime Minister straight, I will not accept a Hillsborough Law watered down.
What does he say to that when you say you won't accept it?
And I have to be truthful. He listened. We've got no further because, can I say to you, what annoys me now, and I'm really angry, I'm so passionate to get this done for the ordinary people. I'm really angry that he walks away, he's going out the door and he says to me, is there anything else, Margaret, that you can think? I just said, yes, Mr. Starmer, please, just do the right thing. You don't need to be Einstein. You only need to have common sense. What are all these different meetings about? Why is it taken from 2017, going on 9 years, to have a thing put in place that's for good of the nation? What are they afraid of? I can understand where they might be saying, well, national security, you know, they might have to tell. And would you like them to have criminal charges? I said, national security didn't come into Hillsborough, Grenfell, the contaminated blood, you know, post office scandal, the nuclear vets. National security doesn't come into that. You can make exceptions for national security. And I thought, I shouldn't be here trying to educate you. Who are these people in Parliament who are voting against it? I'd like to know their names, because every one of them should hang their head in shame, because they all should be voting for a Hillsborough Law for the good of the nation.
What do you think the delay is? What's the delay?
They're afraid of something, and what it is, I really do not know. You know, because... But we will not give up. We'll not give up. The likes of Ian Byrne, Andy Byrne, Steve Rotherham, even Bishop James Jones, you know, there's so many, Deborah Cole, there's so many good people who will not give up, and this fight will go on until we get it. You know, don't give me half measures. I want the full glass. Simple as that.
Margaret Aspinall, thank you so much for coming in. We will speak again, I'm sure. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Margaret.